Welcome back to the show. We are joined today by Mr. Mick Bolam. How are you doing, sir?
Great
Fantastic.
to be here.
On this beautiful freezing day.
On this beautiful
freezing day. Yes, it is.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. We know just from talking a little bit before that you're a musician, but where did you start out?
Well, I grew up in the Detroit area. About 8 years old, I started taking saxophone, and that got me into music. We had 8 kids in our family, and to keep us out of trouble, my mother would make us all play an instrument. And that way we kind of stayed busy. Growing up in the Detroit area, it's easy to get into mischief up there. But I guess I was 17, I picked up a guitar, and I said, I'm going to be a rock hero. You know what I mean? That's, I had influences. I saw the Beatles when I was young, the Monkees, all the Motown reviews, and we all had that dream. So, I picked up a guitar, and I goes out and says, I want to be in a band. Hey, man, do you need a guitar player? Mm-hmm. And then as soon as I'd play, they'd say, no, thank you. Do you play another instrument? So I ended up playing saxophones in jazz bands and jazz fusion groups in Detroit till I was about 28. And actually got out of music for a good while and came south and the reason why I got out of music, I got in a bad motorcycle wreck the first week I was down here and took a windshield in the mouth of a motorcycle and shattered my teeth and jaw, and that was the end of my saxophone playing. So I didn't want to get put on the shelf, so I said I got to get back out there and grabbed a guitar and started writing songs.
Awesome. So was your mother a musician or father a musician? Are you a first generation? Y'all first generation kind of?
My mom wanted to be a musician, but she had real bad tempo. But she'd sit at that organ and just and we'd go, "Good, Mom." That sounds great. We grew up with Motown playing. I'm 60 and I'm the second youngest out of 8, so I have all that influence from Motown to jazz to even the old, big bands, and it was just drummed into us, and
was it all self-taught? Did you take lessons or?
I took lessons on saxophone, and then when I played in groups, I played alto, tenor, soprano, and flute. I taught myself flute, and I teach myself instruments. I play drums and little keyboards and bass. Just grab them and learn. Once you learn one instrument, it's pretty easy to pick up another one.
Do you have a favorite? Do you gravitate more towards any type of instrument more over than others?
I just got my sax back, and I'm dealing with a lip issue where it swells up. But
first love.
I can play the saxophone. Guitar. There's so many good guitar players that are just naturals. When you're a natural, when you meet a person that's a natural at something, it puts you in your place. But,
I agree with that. So growing up in Detroit, you were talking about. So was it very evident that you were growing up? Like, were you in the bad part of town? Like,
our city was exactly like Coleman, I would say.
Okay.
It was when I came in '81 down here. I said, "This reminds me of my city when I was growing up as a child." All the stores were owned by families.
Locals,
It was the school system was like the second best in Michigan, I think. So it was all I had a great childhood. My dad passed when I was very young. And I had no father to bring me up, and my ma had to bring all us kids up. So, she had a little battle on her hands, but we all tried to behave ourselves and take it easy.
And the music helped, obviously.
Yeah, well, she was smart enough to keep us. Hey, practice every day. You come in and practice.
So now you've had experience in all these different kinds of music, from Motown to jazz to big band. Tell us about your writing style. You were telling us you write songs.
Well, I went to Berkeley Bob's. A Marine friend of Bob's is in my church, and I was writing praise and worship songs in church, just maybe a dozen, play them at church. And I love playing at church because everyone says, you did good, And that's one thing good about church. And then the friend of Bob said, Ryan, Ronnie Maddox said, "Go up to Bob's, Berkeley Bob's." I said, "I never heard of Berkeley Bob's." So I went up there, grabbed my guitar, doing classic rock, very poorly.
Sure.
Nervous, like, can't breathe or anything. But after a little over 3 years, I kind of, Bob was a big influence too. He did I'd do a song called "Yankee Rebel Man," which it was the first song I wrote, and he said, "That's the best song you ever write, Mick." I said, "Well, am I supposed to quit right now?" Or what?
Hopefully not.
But it's about every day I've been down here since '81. Someone comes up to me and says, "You're not from around here, are you?" So I said, "I'm going to needle these guys back with this song called
Sure.
"The Yankee Rebel Man," so you think I ain't country. And I just influence from everybody. Jazz will come to me, and I'll put jazz, and then watch other musicians and learn a little bit from everyone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us about the songs you'll be playing today.
Well, the first song I'm going to play is called "Coleman County Rain." It was influenced by a death, and a friend of mine was sick at the Aquatic Center with cancer, and I thought, when you lose somebody, that sticks with you. It's been a while since I've lost somebody, and started thinking about how your life goes on and how you think of this person and your memories. And Coleman County Rain is the song that, kind of a love song, and it might be the first love song, because when I write music, it's like, how do you write a love song, And every time I'd write a song, I'd put God in it, because I was basically, writing praise and worship songs. And I said, one day I'm going to write a song about a tree and a pond and a road, and it's hard to do,
Yeah.
It's a little harder
Oh, it
than you
is.
think,
It is. Absolutely. So have you been able to play anywhere other than Berkeley Bob's in your church?
Yeah, I play around in South, over in Birmingham and places, but Bob is an unusual place to play because they pay attention to you. I'll play like at the Rogue in Birmingham and places, and people shoot pool, watch television, and talk. So
Right.
they don't pay attention to you. And one time I was up there playing, and I said, "You know what? I started singing the basketball scores that were in the big screen right there, and nobody noticed." I said, "Well, I'll show them." Boston 119, Detroit ones, and nobody, But when you play at Bob's, everyone's
Everybody's
fixated
focused,
on
yeah.
you and looking at you. So it's a little nerve-wracking, but
pressure.
it's a good way to get your trade down.
That's awesome.
If you can play there, you can play just about anywhere.
There you go.
really.
There you go. Well, we are looking forward to hearing you play for us in just a second. So
man.
everybody don't go away, because we are going to come back with our merchant ad segment right after this.